Did you know that Albert Einstein was once offered the presidency of Israel? It's true, but it's not him we're talking about today. We'll be diving into the lives of lesser-known but equally fascinating historical figures. How often do we find ourselves marveling at the tales of renowned figures, their grandeur, and their achievements? Yet how often do we pause and wonder about the unsung heroes who played just as vital roles but remained in the shadows of history? Not often enough, right? Well, today we're shifting the spotlight to them, the unseen heroes of history. These are the folks who, despite their significant contributions, didn't quite make it into our textbooks or into the mainstream narrative of history. They're the ones who, unbeknownst to many, were instrumental in shaping the world as we know it today. Now, you might be wondering, who exactly are these people? Well, let's just say they're a diverse bunch. We have a genius monk, a forgotten aviator, and a hidden mathematician, among others. Each of them has a unique story to tell, a story that deserves to be heard and celebrated. Our genius monk, for instance, was not only a religious figure, but also a pioneering scientist. He discovered something that would later become a cornerstone of modern genetics. Then we have our forgotten aviator, a woman who defied societal norms and expectations to make her mark in the world of aviation. And let's not forget our hidden mathematician, a man whose work has had far-reaching implications, even though his name is not as widely recognized as it should be. So get ready for a roller coaster ride through history. One that will take us through the lives and accomplishments of these extraordinary individuals. We'll delve into their stories, explore their contributions, and celebrate their remarkable feats. And as we embark on this journey, let's not forget the most important thing. These are not just stories from the past. They're also lessons for the future, reminders of the infinite potential that lies within each one of us, waiting to be discovered, nurtured, and celebrated. Now, let's start this exciting journey, unearthing some hidden gems of history. Meet Gregor Mendel, the monk who laid the foundation of genetics. Our tale begins in the early 19th century in a quiet monastery in the heart of Europe. Here, we find Mendel, a man of the cloth with an insatiable curiosity about the natural world. Mendel, born in 1822, had a humble beginning. He was the son of a peasant farmer, but his keen intellect and passion for learning led him to an Augustinian monastery. This monastery, unlike others, was a hub of scientific thought and learning, where Mendel's intellectual curiosity could truly flourish. This monk was not just about prayers and religious duties. He had a laboratory of sorts, but not the kind you're thinking of. His laboratory was a humble garden within the monastery grounds. Here, Mendel spent countless hours tending to his subjects, not humans or even animals, but pea plants. Yes, you heard it right, pea plants. Mendel was fascinated by the variation he saw in these simple plants. Why were some tall while others short? Why were some peas wrinkled while others smooth? These questions fueled Mendel's curiosity, leading him to conduct a series of experiments that would ultimately lay the groundwork for the field of genetics. Over the course of 8 years, Mendel meticulously cross-pollinated thousands of pea plants, carefully tracking the inheritance of various traits across generations. His findings were groundbreaking, but ironically, they were largely overlooked during his lifetime. It was only several decades after his death that the scientific community came to appreciate the significance of his pioneering work. But Mendel wasn't after fame or recognition. He was a simple monk, driven by a desire to understand the mysteries of nature. His work, conducted in a humble garden, has provided us with fundamental insights into how traits are passed down from one generation to the next. Mendel's peas ultimately changed how we understand inheritance, all from the garden of a monastery. So, the next time you see a pea, remember Gregor Mendel, the genius monk, who saw in these simple plants the secrets of life itself. Before Amelia Earhart, there was Bessie Coleman, the first African-American woman to hold a pilot license. Our journey through history takes us back to the early 20th century, to a time when the sky was still a frontier, a challenge to the human spirit. Among those pioneering spirits was a woman of strength and determination, a woman called Bessie Coleman. Born in Texas in 1892, Bessie was one of 13 children in a family of sharecroppers. Despite the societal constraints of her time, Bessie knew she was destined for more than cotton fields and domestic chores. She dreamed of the sky, of flying, of freedom. But the path to her dreams was littered with obstacles. Flight schools in the United States refused to admit her because of her race and gender. Undeterred, Bessie taught herself French and moved to France to pursue her aviation dreams. In 1921, she made history by becoming the first African-American woman to earn an international pilot license. Bessie returned to the States as a certified pilot and quickly gained fame for her daring aerial stunts. She used her newfound fame to challenge racial and gender barriers, refusing to perform unless the audiences were desegregated. Bessie had a vision, a dream that one day African Americans would soar in the skies just like she did. Tragically, Bessie's life was cut short in a flight accident in 1926. Her dreams, however, lived on. She had ignited a spark that would inspire future generations of African American aviators. Bessie Coleman may be a forgotten aviator, but her legacy continues to inspire and uplift. Bessie Coleman soared above the clouds and societal limitations, a true pioneer in aviation. Let's remember her, not as a forgotten aviator, but as a beacon of hope and determination, a woman who refused to be grounded by the prejudice of her time. In the face of adversity, she chose to fly. She chose to be free. You've likely heard of Isaac Newton and his laws, but ever heard of Emmy Noether? She's been described as the most important woman in the history of mathematics. Emmy Noether, born in the late 19th century, was a woman of extraordinary intellect, and her mathematical prowess was recognized early in her life. Growing up in a time when women were largely discouraged from pursuing academic careers, Noether faced numerous obstacles, but never let them deter her from her passion for mathematics. She went on to make significant contributions to abstract algebra and theoretical physics, forever changing our understanding of these fields. Despite her achievements, Noether was not immediately recognized for her work, largely due to prevailing gender biases at the time. Noether's most significant contribution was perhaps her eponymous theorem, which linked two fundamental concepts in physics: symmetry and conservation laws. This theorem plays a crucial role in modern physics, including in the theory of relativity, and has been described as one of the most beautiful theorems in physics. Yet, Noether's name is not as widely recognized as it should be, considering her immense contributions. She faced many challenges throughout her career, primarily due to her gender. At the University of Göttingen, where she taught for many years, she was initially not allowed to hold a formal position and was unpaid for her work, teaching under the name of a male colleague. Despite these obstacles, Noether remained dedicated to her research, her students, and her love for mathematics. Her pioneering work has had a lasting impact on both mathematics and physics, paving the way for future generations of scientists and mathematicians. In many ways, Emmy Noether embodies the spirit of perseverance and passion for knowledge. Her story is a reminder that sometimes the greatest minds are not always the most recognized, and that some of our most significant advancements in understanding the world around us come from those hidden in the shadows of history. Noether's theorem remains a cornerstone in the world of physics, a hidden mathematician no more. So, there you have it, some of the forgotten heroes of history. We've taken a journey through time, unearthing the stories of those whose contributions to society have been overshadowed, overlooked, or simply lost in the pages of time. We started with the unseen heroes, those brave individuals who've made huge sacrifices, often risking their lives for the betterment of humanity. Their acts of courage and resilience remind us that heroism isn't always about being in the limelight, but about making a difference, no matter how big or small. Next, we delved into the life of the genius monk, a figure of immense knowledge and wisdom whose contributions to philosophy and science are still felt today. His story underscores the importance of intellectual pursuit, and the profound impact that one individual's thoughts can have on the world. We then took to the skies with the Forgotten Aviator, a pioneer of flight whose daring exploits and innovative thinking paved the way for modern aviation. His story is a testament to the power of determination and the human spirit's unyielding desire to explore and conquer new frontiers. Finally, we discovered the hidden mathematician, a genius whose groundbreaking work in the field of mathematics has shaped our understanding of the world. Despite his work being underappreciated in his time, his contributions continue to influence the field today. These stories remind us that history isn't just about the figures we read about in textbooks or see in documentaries. It's about the countless unsung heroes whose contributions have shaped our world in ways we often don't realize. It's about recognizing the value of every individual's contribution, no matter how small it may seem. So keep your eyes open and your mind curious. Who knows? The next forgotten historical figure might be sitting next to you in class or living down your street. History is happening all around us every day.